because I don't know where to start. Right, been to cut my fringe. Like, I watched that video back. Why was it like this? And now I've got the hiccups. But yeah, I'm back, hopefully. Oh my god. If anyone remembers who I am, thank you. But if you don't know or you don't remember, I'm Jenny. I've been gone ages. It's been a year. I've just checked. It's been a year since I posted on YouTube. Good reason though. There's been good reasons, I would say. Basically, my life's been a shit show. So that's the top reason, but I'm gonna get into more about why it was like that, because the main reason, I was finally diagnosed with POTS after years of struggling, and I'm hoping my bad experience can help you or people that you know or other people out there, like just spreading the word, you know what I mean? Because there wasn't many people doing that when I was going through it. This video is going to be more talking about my symptoms of POTS and kind of the early stages of it, where I was feeling things that I couldn't really, you know, sum up into one thing. It was like loads of little different things, but that were like affecting my life badly, and I was just keep getting told it was mental health issues, which I don't blame them, because you know, if I came in, the doctors would be like, mentally ill. So I'm gonna describe symptoms. Actually, I've got, wait. The symptoms, the medical side of things, realising it might be POTS, getting the diagnosis itself, and then life since diagnosis. That's what we're gonna be doing today. Yeah, you can see the little things if you don't want to listen to all of the rambling that I'm about to do. That's totally fine, I understand. Just look for the little section. But yeah, let's just dig right into this juicy subject. Based on what I've seen, POTS doesn't have like a necessary trigger, but it can be triggered by like a severe infection or like an illness that you have that you don't really recover from properly. For me, that was septic tonsillitis. Back in 2022, it was like October 2022. I got glandular fever, which I'd had before. I'd had it a few times in my life, and I was just like, you know what, it's fine, like, I'm sure I can survive it, like, I'll just stay in bed for a week, it'll recover itself, it'll be fine, right? That didn't happen, spoiler alert. So then it gets to like 5 days of having this. I didn't think I was that bad, but I was ringing 111. They were saying it's fresh as flu, because I was in Manchester, October 2022. Obviously everyone's going to be ill with something, but they kept saying, oh yeah, it sounds like fresh as flu, make sure you get plenty of fluids, you know, like just rest. And I was like, right, hang up, try to sleep through the pain, because I could barely swallow. Like, I remember the feeling, I couldn't swallow. My uvula, like the dangly thing, was proper swollen as well, so I couldn't swallow, and I was gagging on it every time I had to swallow. I couldn't talk, it was just like, I couldn't talk because it was closed up. It's that kind of thing. It was so painful to make any noise. It was just horrible, horrible, horrible. Whatever I did eat, it would just come straight back up, and I would be choking on my vomit because of the swollen throat. When I rang 111 and told them this, they were like, you sound a bit stuffy, it is just fresh as flu. This was the beginning of the gaslighting. I swear to God, this was just the beginning of it. She was like, oh, I'm going to prescribe you antibiotics because you might need them to just, you know, say it over. She was like, can you walk to the pharmacy? No, I can't. I'm in bed. I'm bedridden, and I couldn't get anyone to go for us. And she was just like, try and find someone. I'll send them to this pharmacy. So I never got them. And then, bless her little heart, my mum came down all the way from County Durham to Manchester, because she was like, yeah, you need taken home, we need to look after you. So she gets us the antibiotics, gets us in the car, we go back home, and I'm lying in bed, and then she comes up after being on the phone with 111 or 999, I can't remember which one it was, and she was like, they say you need to go and get urgent care. And I was like, oh, okay, do you not think just one night, and like, I'll have the antibiotics and see how they do? And she was like, she says you need to go now, we're getting in the car now. So I was like, so I get in the car, I'm still delirious. This whole week, I'd just been delirious. Like, I've been in a state of confusion. I was watching New Girl at the time for the first time. No, it wasn't New Girl. That was COVID. The thing I was watching was Community. I was tripping out watching that when I was just delusional and like, oh my god, I was watching that thinking, is this so funny and strange because I'm ill? But then I watched it when I was fine, and it's a silly and goofy show, that one. We end up getting to the hospital. I'm sat in the A&E waiting room bit, like the emergency department. There's kids bouncing everywhere, you know, like they've got split lips, split heads, grazed knees, all of that, right? And I'm sitting there, and I remember, like, I went to tell the woman at the reception, and I couldn't stand for 2 minutes because I was just like, I need to go and sit down, I was going to faint. So, sat down, my mum was checking us in to the reception. I was only in there, like, an hour or two, where everyone else had been waiting there 5 hours, they were saying, they were, like, all complaining. They get us seen, they bring us through for, like, temperature, and they just check my throat, and straight away she was like, oh, and then I hear her leave the room and she's like, sepsis. She's like saying that to the other nurses. And they're like rushing, they're like, right, we're just going to get an IV in you, we're going to put you through this room, we're going to get you admitted and all that. And I was just like, what the hell? So I was like stumbling through, and all the parents were like, she's only just come in. And my mum was giving them dirty looks, being like, she's ill, she's got sepsis. Yeah, then I get checked in, get the IV, get hydrated, get painkillers, and I have the best night's sleep of my life, I'm not joking. Like, I was in that hospital bed. Oh, the relief, the absolute relief, and the hydration that was coming in. It was like, I can remember the feeling, it was unreal. And I just had a good night's sleep, had my breakfast and got discharged, like, the next night, I think it was, because they were just like, yeah, we've nipped it in the bud, good job you came in now and all that. And I was like, sound, I've been sorted, I'm absolutely clean of sepsis, I'm clean of any infection, we're good, we're fine, we can go. Or so I thought. So that was October 2022, and then from then on, I just felt knackered all the time. Like, I was just tired. It was like moving my legs felt like a chore. Like, it was that kind of thing where I just thought, I know I've been ill all my life. Like, there's always been little issues here and there, but this was another level. Like, I just felt bad. A few months later, I'm still going to uni at this point, trying to like catch up after my sepsis little scandal, and I was just like failing in uni. But it was my third and final year of art uni, and you need to be doing stuff constantly for that. So it was January 2023 up until about April. I was getting this removed. I had like a little cyst on my wrist. It was fine, it was just a little ganglion cyst, but I got that removed. And when I was getting the pre-op and everything, they were like, your symptoms are not normal for your age. They were like, you need blood tests before you can do this operation. So I was just like, right. So I was vitamin D deficient and anemic. And then I was like, okay, that explains everything then. Like, that's why I'm so tired. The doctors were like, that explains all your symptoms, you're fine. Like, just take these supplements, you'll be good in a few months. So I was on them for 3 months, I think it was, maybe 4. Had the operation, everything was fine, but I still felt dodgy. I never felt well. I couldn't wake up one morning and be like, I feel fit and healthy, I want to do something. It was always waking up being like, do I have to do anything? Like, I couldn't even like have the energy to socialise. Like, I didn't have many friends at that point, but if I did have friends, I wouldn't be going out with them. And yeah, I just felt proper dodgy ever since, because I was so ill. I felt so disgusting. I was nauseous, vomiting, like random cramps in my stomach for no reason, like back pain, hip pain. Oh my god, like all of these little things just kept adding up. So I went to the doctor for the first time, and I was like, I've got no appetite and I can't eat, but I'm like crying over it because I want to eat, and I look at food and I want, and I can't eat it. Again, they just brought up, have you ever had an eating disorder? I explained, I was like, I've never been the biggest fan of food because of my neurodivergence. Let's just say that. As soon as I said this, they were like, okay, it's mental issues then. We're gonna put you on a different antidepressant. Right, even though I'd been on sertraline since 2018. So they were like, you know what, that's the issue. We're gonna change that in the ripe year of 2023. So yeah, they did that. Didn't notice a difference. I still felt the same, if not worse at this point. Despite getting told this, my family knew there was something wrong, my friends knew there was something wrong, I knew there was something wrong, but oh, my radiator's vibrating from the trains. yeah, I kept going back to them because everyone I knew was saying that I didn't look well. I was just always ill with something, or I was always tired, I had no energy and all this, and like, it was just bad. It gets to my graduation, and this is when I start needing to, you know, work for a living, earn for myself, earn for me rent, all of that, like get food for myself, get clothes. I couldn't do that because I was so ill. So I continued to go to this GP. I'd say it was every month, if not twice or 3 times a month I was going. Never missed a month because I was constantly going there because I just felt ill. And as I kept going back, symptoms were getting added. So I started feeling, I've got all my symptoms here. Chest pains, like I went to A&E with chest pains at one point as well. They held us for 12 hours and I couldn't do it because I was that shattered, so I just had to get an Uber home. Like, I escaped the hospital because they were trying to do more tests on us. It wouldn't have been a tilt test though, and that's what we needed. But yeah, so breathlessness, chest pains, speed and heart rate. Like, my heart was beating out my chest, and I had an Apple Watch and it was always high, and every time I showed people, they'd be like, what's that off? And I'd be like, I don't know. Like, I know I'm anxious, but this is ridiculous. It was just things that can be explained by anxiety, but putting them all together and looking at it in a big picture, and as a 23-year-old, at this point 22-year-old, like active constantly, like they should have thought there was something happening here. I had infections before, like I had multiple infections. Can they not look at the history and be like, there's got to be something underlying here, surely? No. Anxiety, depression, eating disorder. There was actually more than one run-in with A&E as well, because I called 111 at one point.
What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to get someone from the clinical assessment ED validation, so one of the doctors, nurses or paramedics from that service,
right,
to do like an over-the-phone assessment with you.
Yeah.
So they'll just sort of go through the symptoms and they'll sort of go through it all as they're more medically trained and see what the best sort of course of action forward is.
Yeah, that would be great, thank you. Saying that I had chest pains, my back was hurting, like my shoulder was hurting, like this shoulder for some reason really hurt. So I was crying to the 111 guy, bless him, like he was actually nice in the end, he called us back and everything because it lost signal. Hello, sorry, it cut off.
No, I think it was my end, Jenny.
Oh, right.
My phone just went a funny black colour, so
I
don't think it was you, mate. This is what I'm saying about your GP. So
yeah,
I would speak to him and ask them for. It's not going any better. Is there anything else you can advise?
Yeah, well, I'm going back down to Manchester next week, so I should be able to get in with the GP hopefully.
I was going to say if I would phone it either today, tomorrow,
right,
and see if you can get an appointment, because I know that some of them are like, yeah, we'll give you 1 week's time.
Yeah. But it was my joints that were concerning us the most, because if I wasn't getting answers, I was thinking like cancer, like the degenerative diseases. Like I was thinking all these things because they just hadn't been serious with us. Like they're just telling us it's all in my head, but it was something, like it was physical. It's a lot when like.
I know it's stressful. It is, and it's even more stressful if you don't know what's happening. The GP should be helping you out with this as well.
Yeah, they just keep saying like nothing's wrong, the tests are fine.
Well, obviously the test may be fine, but there is something wrong, isn't it?
I'm sorry for getting upset.
Oh, hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But you need something sorting.
Yeah.
Okay, it can take a bit of time, and you may never know.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny. Don't know what's going on my phone, mate. I'll be really quick. Right, go to A&E, get an X-ray, speak to your GP, get some bloods and everything else done.
Yep.
See what's going on from them.
Yeah.
If you still get no joy, you need to speak to the practice manager and say, look,
right.
what's going on?
Thank you very much.
All right, mate. No worries.
Thanks. Thank you. Bye. I think he was like, this girl needs help. So I went A&E and he was like, so this isn't an emergency. And I was like, I've been told to come here. And he went, well, they shouldn't have because this is accident and emergency. And I was like, but I'm having chest pains and I'm aching everywhere. And he was like, how do you think I feel? He was like a 60-year-old bloke. He was like, this needs to be a GP problem. And I was like, is there nothing you can do? No. And I went, but I'm that low, it's making us have really dark thoughts and all that. So I said that to him and he went, are you telling us you're suicidal? I need to call the crisis team. We need to get the crisis team in here and admit you. When you're getting told it's all in your head constantly, you start to think it is in my head and I'm just being dramatic and I'm just like trying to get attention. It's mental, like it's actually psychological torment going to the GP when you're not getting answers. Like it's horrible. So at this point I just start crying. I was just like panic and crying. I was like, I'm trying to tell you how low it is, like how low this point is in my life, and he was just like, we need to call the crisis team. I storm out the room, and as I was storming out, I hear him go, for fuck's sake. So then I start like losing me shit. I was like, he's just being like, oh, for fuck's sake. And my mum was like, what? She was like, I'm going to speak with him. I was like, no. But yeah, that got nowhere. And yeah, I ended up getting referred for an endoscopy, echocardiogram, ECG, and a 24-hour heart monitor. All because when I kept going to the GP, they would hear heart murmurs, they would hear palpitations, and they would see that I've got low blood pressure and all of these other symptoms, and they were like, yeah, this has got to be some kind of like heart condition, but still didn't put it in the right direction. Like they were saying, I don't even know what they thought it was, but they were looking for all sorts, and it wasn't any of that because everything came back fine.
The heart monitor was completely normal.
Okay.
Which is good to know. How are your symptoms?
They're just the same.
So the scan was also virtually normal. It was really good.
Okay.
The heart's functioning really well. One of the valves is leaking a little bit, which shouldn't really be causing any symptoms and isn't really causing your symptoms.
All right. Okay.
Do you think you need treatment for these palpitations, or do you think you can cope with them?
I'm not sure if the palpitations are like the main thing I'm experiencing, to be honest. I think this was just kind of like to rule things out. So do you think, would you recommend just going back to the GP and ask?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, in terms of the heart scan, we might want to repeat it in about 3 years' time or whatever.
Okay.
That sort of length of time. So yeah, go back to your GP. I'm going to write a letter to them with suggestions of what they might think about if they want to.
Okay.
And to suggest repeating the scan in about 3 years' time. All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye then.
Bye.
Bye.
When I'd been to the GP this many times and I was getting no further forward, my family were talking about it to other people because I was that ill all the time. If people were asking after this, they'd be like, she's actually not doing well, because they're just not helping her at the doctors. My mum was telling someone at work who has POTS, and everything she was describing, she was like, that's exactly what I had before I got diagnosed, and that's what I experience now, to this day. So my mum brought it up with us and I was like, POTS and pans, like I did that joke. And I had seen it a few times on TikTok and that, like I'd seen things where it was like POTS symptoms, but I'd only seen a couple in my lifetime. And then as soon as my mum told us about this, I researched it. I was like, oh yeah, that's it, man, that's it. So I brought it up to my GP, the same one I'd been going to, and he was like, POTS? Well, let us do a little like standing test so we can see. So he does the blood pressure thing, and it just like, my blood pressure stays the same but my heart rate increased on the blood pressure monitor. He was like, okay, it increased a little bit so I can refer you. So then the next week I called back and I was like, oh, what's the referral looking like? He was like, oh, it's still in the process of getting referred. I was like, I can't work and I'm literally getting debilitated by this. And he was like, okay, I'll put it through as urgent. I called the cardio department and I was like, please, is there anything you can do?
Because it's a routine.
Yeah.
You've not even been on for 1 day. Hang on a minute. And it's a 44-week wait.
Oh, 4-week wait. A 48-week wait.
44.
is there any chance you could make it urgent?
Right, so the urgent ones go to the people that have been waiting well longer before you.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry, do you want to see me track record? Do you want to see how long I've been going to this f***ing doctor?
So if I just get an appointment with my GP next week and ask for that?
You can just, I think you can just ring your secretary, I don't know. If you just ring up the reception and just ask her if she can have the doctor.
I just feel like he's not taking us seriously at all.
Not taking you seriously. Yeah, just ask him to send an expedite letter then.
Yeah, no bother.
We'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah,
all right,
great.
Love.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome, love.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
So then I called back and I was like, I can't wait 48 weeks.
Hi, I got referred to the cardio department earlier this week, and then I called a couple of times after just to stress how urgent I'd like the appointment to be. But I've rang today and they just said it was a routine and I've got to wait 48 weeks, but I can't wait 48 weeks.
48 weeks, so can I say your date of birth?
And they just said I should get an expedite letter to, like, brush it along a bit. She told us if I ring the reception, I could get the letter requested. I'm not sure if the GP has to write out that letter or...
I understand. What was that letter called?
She told us to get an expedited letter.
Could you spell that for me, please?
Yeah, EXPEDITE.
DITE.
Yeah.
DITE. Expedite letter.
Yeah.
I'll get in contact with the doctor and I'll give you a call back.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much. Thank you.
No worries.
Thanks, bye.
So bearing in mind, I was ill end of 2022 and I was still getting no further forward in 2025 this was. I'd been to GP, I think I've counted it was about 16 to 18 times in 1 year. The same issues kept going in, they'd be like, what's the issue? And I'd be like, the same things, like what? And every time I was actually going insane. And my mum and dad were like, enough is enough. We're getting your private healthcare professional's opinion. And I had a Zoom call with him.
What's been the problem?
There's a list of things I've got. Palpitations, like my heart not beating normally, fatigued all the time. When I first wake up in the morning as well, I've got to spend about an hour just trying to get over the nausea I've got, and I just feel really dizzy. It's like vertigo as well in the morning, and I get nausea pretty much every day. I just have no appetite. I struggle eating a big meal. I'm really shaky all the time as well, to the point where people have noticed and they always pointed out they think I'm like a nervous wreck, but it's just how I am. The first reason I went to the doctor as well was because I was just vomiting randomly. They thought it was something to do with gastro issues, so I had an endoscopy and they found nothing then. The endoscopy was in September 2024.
You said you fainted, so when was that? How many times have you fainted? When was the last time?
The last time, it's because I was given beta blockers as well I think it was in January, and that was actually...
cardiology or
yeah,
the GP?
It was the cardio department that recommended that.
And how many times have you fainted?
I would say fainted only about 5 or 6 times over the course of 3 years. But I feel faint and lightheaded most days just standing and walking.
Do you get brain fog?
Yes.
That kind of thing?
Yeah.
What about migraines?
Oh my god, yeah. I've started getting migraines last April and I've never had them all my life.
Why? What happened?
So it's usually felt in one eye, and I'll start feeling it behind my eyes, and then it gets so bad that I have to stop everything I'm doing and sit down because it feels like it's absolutely just awful, drilling in my head, and then it'll end up going all over my head usually, and I have to get a heat pack or an ice pack.
Have you ever seen anybody about that?
I told the GP, but they were just saying it was anxiety still. Yeah, right. I know. I get sharp pains in my abdomen. I've had that for about 5 or 6 years now, but we never really got to the bottom of that either. I haven't really noticed any dietary correlations either, because people were saying I might be celiac, but I tried cutting out gluten. I didn't really notice much of a difference. Pretty much, I just wake up to try and muster the energy to do things, and then I lie back down. That's how it's been for about half a year at this point, and it's just that's getting me mental health down more than anything. And straight away he was like, yeah, this sounds textbook POTS, to be honest.
It sounds very much like you've got POTS or a degree of dysautonomia, and all these things are
interrelated. So, you know, migraines and POTS, and you can get like bowel migraine, you know, sweating and fainting and all these sort of things are sort of problems with your autonomic nervous system. So that's the, you know, the nervous system that sort of regulates everything, regulates your blood pressure, your pulse rate, well, just everything, but behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So it's not what you can feel, it's a sort of more primitive kind of nervous system. It's a very real and very disabling thing, and it means that people, you know, intelligent people like you with a 2.5 art, you know, can't kind of, you know, achieve what they can in life and at university because they're distracted by all these awful symptoms.
You wanted to do a test just to be sure and, like, you know, get the official diagnosis and everything.
So then really it's a tilt test.
Oh, what a load of fun that was.
Try those lifestyle measures and then we'll see where we are.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Thank
All
you.
right, cheers.
Thanks, see you later. Thank you.
So after finally hearing someone that specialises in POTS say that it sounds very much like I've got it, it was a certain amount of relief. Like, I definitely felt happy, but in my mind I still didn't have it because I wasn't diagnosed. So when he recommended the TIL test, I was like, of course, like, we need to do that, even though it was a lot of money. I did feel relief, but there was still the thought in my mind that it was just anxiety because I'd been told that constantly. I finally had the TIL test, which I could do another video explaining that because it was quite an experience. So if you're interested, let us know in the comments below. But yeah, I had the TIL test and wasn't the most pleasant experience, but then when I got out of it, I got the answer pretty much straight away. We went straight in. I was expecting to go in and him being like, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you are mentally ill. Like, this is all anxiety. But yeah, we sat down and he just looked us in the eyes. He was like, you've clearly got POTS. So hearing that, oh my god, like, it felt surreal. Like, it actually felt like a dream, because I was sitting there and I was like, this is life-changing news, but it's the first time I've been validated throughout this whole experience. Obviously my family and friends love us, but they were even thinking, if a doctor's been telling us this the whole time, they just kept thinking, is it not your mental health that you need to work on? Do you not think you need to be in a better place, and then your physical symptoms might ease? But hearing him, a professional, say you've got POTS, oh my lord. And I just felt, it was such a strange feeling. It really felt so strange, but it just felt like a step in the right direction instead of always going the fucking wrong direction. So he was explaining to me and my mum, because when I got the news, there was obviously a big smile on my face, which you might not have expected that, but he was saying that it's fairly common because a lot of females were going into his practice to get answers that they weren't getting at the GP through the NHS. So
one of the things that interests me and saddens me is how women like you get treated and dismissed and told they're crazy and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a very real syndrome.
he said it was a pretty average reaction. Yeah, I was just grinning and my mum was like sitting there like a bit anxious, and then he started explaining that it's not a life-threatening condition, but it's a debilitating condition. So without the right measures and everything, it can make you really, really ill, which you don't have to tell me twice. I've seen it in the action. But yeah, he was just made sure that we understood everything. He told us to give some life tips, you know, like compression leggings, eating more salt, electrolyte drinks. He's prescribed us ivabradine, which is meant to slow my heart rate down. I've noticed a difference on that, like it stopped the chest pains and stuff, but I'm still learning how to manage everything because I'm not managing quite yet. It's way better knowing the diagnosis, and everyone says that I'm different now that I've got it because it is obviously a huge weight being lifted. But there is also still the scary side of it. I don't know everything about it. Like, I've only just been diagnosed a few months ago. And I've obviously been given medication, I've been given life adjustments and all that, but I still don't really know what's happening. Yeah, this could be our little journey together. We're gonna see how I manage things. I've moved into my own flat now, so it should be better now. I was living in a 12-bedroom house before, like sharing it with people. Loved the people, hated the house. 2 flights of stairs to get to the kitchen. So if I was feeling ill or I needed a drink, I'd have to go down 2 flights of stairs and then walk back up 2 flights of stairs. I'd be knackered. I'd actually be knackered when I got to my room. So here's way better. Like if I'm sitting down and I get thirsty or I feel like I'm gonna faint, I can run into the kitchen just next door and get some salt. Like it's totally fine. So that's a positive. And I'm hoping now, because I've got a new phone, I couldn't record anything. I couldn't do anything on my old phone. So I've finally got a new phone, and that's why I'm making a video. But yeah, I've been wanting to do this POTS video for ages. Since I got diagnosed, I've been talking about it. Like, I've been wanting to do a video, like, in depth about it all, because I've done one on TikTok, but I said I was going to do one on YouTube, so here we are. It's finally happened. Any questions that yous have got or anything, just put them in the comments and I'll try and respond the best I can. Yeah, we can talk about it amongst ourselves as well, because I do think it's something that's not really been researched a lot. Do you know what I mean? It could be researched way more. And then there'd be more awareness. I don't think, like, I can put into words how hopeless I felt. When you know deep down that you've got something going on with you and people aren't listening to you, it feels so isolating. Like, I had so much support from people I love, but it wasn't validation, because there was no validation to have without a diagnosis. Honestly, it sent us spiraling so many times, and it did impact my mental health. Like, I won't say it didn't, because it did. Like, I was so bad at many points. I'm still kind of anxious about it all now. Like, I'm still not the best I've been mentally, but now that I've at least got an answer, it means that I can go in the right direction, where before I was just like in the dark. I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know how to help, didn't know who to go to. It was horrible. So I just hope that this video makes people feel less alone if they're going through something similar, and just know that if you feel like there's something wrong with you, there very well could be. I don't want to add fuel to the fire for all the hypochondriacs out there, because I've been told I'm a hypochondriac. Look at it logistically and think, do I feel how I should at this age, at this time of my life? Is my diet healthy? Is my lifestyle healthy? Am I doing everything I can, but still not getting better? Hello, you've done all the things to fix it. Like, sometimes you just need further tests, opinions, like from different doctors, because I was going to the same doctor and he loved the idea it was anxiety. He loved it. But yes, thank you so much for watching, and thank you even more if you've stayed around while I've just been gone from this platform. I've just not been here. But I've been on TikTok. If you've been seeing me TikToks, thanks for that as well. But yeah, I hope this video helped whoever it needs to help, and stay fit and well, and I hope you're okay. Thanks for watching. I'll hopefully be doing more videos in the future. Should be doing a tilt table test video, if that's interesting. But I think I'm going to do it anyway, even if it's not interesting. But yes, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Where's my phone?